Those Acme time pilots always seem cheerful. Maybe it's because their uniforms are so comfortable. Perhaps I can change that. I know. Soon the history of clothing will be changed forever. Thanks to me. Dr. Beljar, report.
Eureka, Carmen! I've perfected the bionic toenail!
Just silence, Beljar. I'm sending you through the time port to India in the year 800. There's something very special I want you to feel.
Excellent! I can reboot my evil processor!
Good! This info beam will give you all the details. Now get going.
Time pilots. Dr. Beljar just stole something from the past. You've got 28 minutes to get it back, or history will change forever. Initiate chrono skimmer launch sequence. Boot up the chrono computer. Power up the engine. Extend the temporal sequencer. Now, get going.
We're on the case and we're chasing her through history. Chrono skimmer, engines hot, bio-villain, evil plot, our brave squadron leader will help us defeat her and bring back the loot to its rightful place in time. Tell me where in time is Carmen Sandiego? Stop her crime and solve this mystery. Tell me where in time is Carmen Sandiego? We're on the case and we're chasing her through history.
And here's the time pilot squadron leader, Kevin Shinnick.
Welcome aboard, everybody. I want you to hang on tight because we've got a very big mission, but very little time. So let's meet today's time pilots, starting with Michael Gimignani. Michael, come on, pal. Good to see you. And Jordi Velasquez. Jordi, welcome to the squadron, buddy. Good to see you. And Vinod Karup. Vinod, thanks for your help on this mission, pal. All right, time pilots, just so you know, we depend on fact fuel to power the chrono skimmer, and you guys will be generating that fuel with your answers, okay? So, each of you is equipped with 100 power points. Let's check in with the chrono skimmer engine crew. All right, they look ready and raring to go. So, let's begin our pursuit of Dr. Beljar. Chief, what's our mission profile?
Squadron, your time target is the year 800. Destination, India. Before fibers can be woven into cloth, they must first be twisted together into thread. Now, for centuries, people did this by hand, gathering the thread onto a stick called a spindle. But in India, they invented a simple machine that produced better thread faster by gathering the thread onto a rotating spindle. This marked the first important step in automating the production of cloth. Or so history told us, until now, when Dr. Beljar went back in time and sped off with the speedier spindles.
Thanks, Chief. Time pilots, for 10 power points, what did Dr. Beljar steal? Was it the spinning wheel, the sewing machine, or the rotisserie? Let's remember the clues we just heard. Used in India around the year 800, gathers thread onto rotating spindle, and was the first important step in automating cloth production. All right, lock onto an answer as soon as you can there, guys. We have one, everybody choose one. All righty. Michael, pal, what'd you say?
The spinning wheel.
The spinning wheel. Jordi?
The spinning wheel.
Same thing. And Vinod?
Spinning wheel.
Correct answer is the spinning wheel. Very good. 10 points for everybody. Time pilots, we know what Dr. Beljar stole. If one of you can retrieve the stolen loot and capture Carmen Sandiego, you can win a complete multimedia computer system. So, let's go get it back, shall we? Engine room, let's warp to the time of the crime. Okay, pilots, we made it back to the time of the year 800. But so far, I think we're moving along and... Oh, no, wait. All right, that last warp depleted our fact fuel. We need to refuel with a data boost. Time pilots, I'll name a historical event. Your job, buzz in and tell me whether that event took place in the 800s or the 1800s, all right? If you're right, you get 5 power points. If you're wrong, you lose 5. Here we go. Buddhist monk introduces tea to Japan. Yes, Michael.
800s.
Correct, 805. Beethoven becomes totally deaf. Yes, Vinod.
1800s.
Correct, that happened around 1819, but he went on to compose his famous Ninth Symphony and other great works despite his deafness. Women's trousers called bloomers introduced. Yes, Jordy.
1800s.
Correct, 1850. Bloomers weren't revealing, but were still considered shocking at that time. Iceland settled by Norse people in the Viking Age.
800.
Yes, Vinod.
800.
Correct. Britain's Queen Victoria begins 63-year reign. Yes,
1800s.
Michael. Correct. 1837. Very good, time pilots. All right. We have replenished our fact fuel. And just a reminder, all our fact fuel is verified by Encyclopedia Britannica. Now let's continue our mission and get back the spinning wheel, all right? So now... Hey, the clue finder's locked onto some time turbulence somewhere in the future. I'll bring him on board and see if they can help us, all right?
You uncouth savages! You haven't heard the last of James Hargraves.
What's going on, Mr. Hargraves?
My neighbors just gutted my house and attacked my Jenny.
Gosh, that's terrible. Will she be okay?
I'm afraid not, but I'll show them. I shall build another Jenny, perhaps 2.
Wait a minute, you're gonna build another person?
Well, a Jenny's not a person. It's the name I've given my yarn spinning device, the Spinning Jenny. That's why my neighbors are so upset.
Wait, your neighbors destroyed your house because of some yarn?
Oh, yes, of course. You see, my machine produces yarn much faster than yarn spun by hand. My neighbors are hand spinners, and they're afraid that my machine will replace them. Why, they're almost as bad as those unruly upstarts in the American colonies who are giving King George III such a terrible time.
So what are you going to do?
I'm off to Nottingham to build more Jennies and open a cotton mill of my own. But first, I must go back and rescue my Petunia from that unruly mob.
Is Petunia a name of one of your other inventions?
No, she's my goldfish. Away from that bull, you louse!
All right, time pilots. Tell me, where in time is Dr. Beljar? Tell me the year. Is it 1689, 1768, or 1832? Remembering the clues we just heard, James Hargraves' Spinning Jenny speeds up yarn production. America is a British colony, and reign of King George III. All right, lock onto an answer as soon as you can. Okay, good group. Michael Powell, what'd you say?
1768.
Okay, Jordy?
1768.
Very good. And Vinod?
1768.
Correct answer is 1768. 10 points for all you guys. And pilots, the Spinning Jenny was patented in 1770 and marked another step forward for clothing production. But unless we get back the spinning wheel, who knows what we'll be wearing by the end of the show. So let's warp to 1768.
Catch me if you can, time pilots.
All right, pilots, we've made it to 1768, but Dr. Beljar has zapped our fact fuel. It's time for another data boost. I'll give a name, your job, buzz in and tell me whether I've named a real person or a fictional character, all right? If you're right, you get 5 power points. If you're wrong, you lose 5. Remember, is it a real person or a fictional character? Julius Caesar.
Real person.
Wait till I call you, okay, Michael? But that is correct, and you buzzed in correctly. All right, Nancy Drew. Yes, Michael.
Fictional character.
Correct. Nancy Drew's fictional character. Jack the Ripper. Vinod.
Fictional character. No, real person.
Actually, you said fictional character first, and that's incorrect. He was a real person. He terrorized London in 1888, and his case is still unsolved. How about Walt Disney? Yes, Jordy.
Real person.
Correct. Victor Frankenstein. Yes, Michael.
Fictional character.
Correct. He's the man who creates the monster in Mary Shelley's famous book. All right. Great job, time pilots. We've replenished our fact fuel, and we're ready for time travel. Good job, guys. The question remains, where in time has Dr. Beljar taken the spinning wheel? So if we can... Wait a second. What's happening?
Feel like you're spinning your wheels, time pilots? Well, I've got the spinning wheel, and you'll never get it back. I'm hiding in a store called Bon Marché in a country led by Napoleon III. Bon Marché means good bargain, which is funny. It's one of the first stores where customers don't bargain over price. Instead, each item has a price tag. Today, Bon Marché sells just clothing and fabrics, but it will expand to many departments in the coming years. In fact, some people call it a first department store. I'm thinking of starting a department store of my own. Gifts for the criminally gifted.
All right, time pilots. Where in time is Dr. Belljar? Name the country and the decade. Is it Switzerland in the 1750s, Portugal in the 1790s, or France in the 1850s? Remembering the clues we just heard, country led by Napoleon III, Bon Marché, the first department store, and one of the first stores to set fixed prices. We all have an answer. Very good. Michael, pal, what'd you say?
France in the 1850s.
All right, Jordy?
France in the 1850s.
Okay, Vinod?
France in the 1850s.
The correct answer is France in the 1850s. 10 points for all you guys. Very good. Pilots' early department stores sold the clothing and fabric that could now be produced more easily. But you may never have a mall to hang out in again if we don't get back that loot. Engine crew, let's warp to the 1850s. All right, pilots, we followed Dr. Belljar to the 1850s, but he's on to us because he's about to do some globe hopping. It's time for global pursuit. Grab your controls and watch the globe on your screen and buzz in when you think you know the right answer. You get 5 points if you're right. If you're wrong, you lose 5, okay? Remember, we're in the 1850s. Belljar's in the city where Isaac Merritt Singer builds an... Yes, Michael.
Boston.
Correct. Now he's dashed to the city where Levi Strauss makes the first... Yes, Vinod.
San Francisco.
Correct. He's in the state where seamstresses protest their... Yes, Michael.
New York.
Correct. He skipped to the European city where the... Vinod.
Stockholm.
Actually, it's London. The question was he skipped to the European city where the bowler hat is being introduced. He's in New York town where feminists... Yes, Jordy.
Seneca Falls.
Correct, Seneca Falls. All right, pilots. Well done, but you know what? Belljar just skipped out of Seneca Falls just before we got there. And now, we're out of clues. Time is running out, and we're out of clues, and the situation's desperate. You know... Chief, we need to contact Omniscia.
I don't know if you'll have enough power, Kevin. Is the situation critical?
Chief, we've got to risk it.
All right. I'll input the enabling codes.
It's a year when Kevlar fiber makes life-saving news. Kevlar was invented by the DuPont company. They knew it was very strong, but years passed before anyone thought of using it for bulletproof clothing. But this year, a policeman survives a shooting because he was wearing a Kevlar vest. And now President Ford, after 2 recent assassination attempts, wears a Kevlar coat. Soon the miracle fiber will be sewn into protective umbrellas, suits, helmets, and more.
All right, pilots, you heard the clues from Omniscia. Tell me, for 10 power points, tell me the year in which Dr. Belljar is hiding. Is it 1955, 1965, or 1975? Remembering the clues we just heard, Kevlar vest saves police officer's life for the first time, and President Ford in office, 2 recent assassination attempts.